Welcome back. Welcome back to Building Better with ExoPluto. My name is ExoPluto, and thank you for joining me on this episode. So, what is Building Better? If you're new here, Building Better is the series where we try to build better every time. It doesn't have to be perfect, it's just got to be better. So, what did we do last time? Last time, we beat the game, believe it or not. But the game is not over. So we beat the game. How do I get out of this boat? Right, so we beat the game, and we got some elytra, and we got shulker boxes, and all sorts of goodies from the end. And then we went on to terraform this region right here, which is going to be the main mega base on this island over here. I also kind of built up this structure for the mountain, and I decided I don't want to actually do that. So I'm going to do a much less steep version of the mountain, and we're going to rely on the main build to take up this whole area here. But another thing I'm realizing is I've got this elytra, but I don't have many rockets. I need a creeper farm to make the gunpowder and get the rockets going. So I think that's what I want to do next. I've just been fishing in here because another thing I need is mending. I don't have mending or silk touch, and I was hoping I would get lucky maybe I'll get it. Maybe I'll get lucky right now. Let's see. Nope, just more fish. Yeah, I was hoping I would get lucky and pull off a mending book. So I've been fishing for a long time. I actually got some good stuff. I got some name tags, saddles, nautilus shell. I think is useful for something. And then I was super excited to see this book, but it's just sharpness or lure. So I could put that on the fishing rod. I didn't think about that. But yeah, I'll have to keep trying to get something mending or silk touch because I'm kind of sick of smelting all of my cobblestone into regular stone. It takes up a lot of resources. But the thing I want to do in this episode is over here on this little island thing, peninsula thing over here. Again, the main island is over back that way, but over here, I'm thinking I want to set up some kind of creeper farm. And I'm also thinking it could be cool to put a lighthouse over here. So let's try and see what we can come up with for that. Let's just hop to the creative world over here for a second. So you can see I've got various different things I've been working on. Little tree over there that we worked on last time. I've been kind of setting up this lighthouse structure of what I want it to look like, but I wasn't super happy with the block palette, so I was coming over here, and I think this palette actually looks way better. Well, different. Definitely looks different. So we're going with, I think this is oak and then birch. And I tried to make like a gradient here, and it goes all the way to this lighter stuff, including some of the pale moss. No, not pale moss. What is this called? Pale oak. Pale oak block I think looks really good. It's a good transition here. But the thing is, I haven't actually found a pale oak biome. But then if we use that to kind of, I'll probably clean this up a little bit. I'm not super happy with how this looks, but we use that as the gradient for a lighthouse like that. And then over here, I was playing around with this creeper farm structure just to see if it works and getting the sizing of it. And then maybe some kind of cliff, some terraforming around it. So basically the lighthouse will go on top of the creeper farm, and we'll be using this palette over here. We're back in survival now. Let's start on the farm over here. All right, we did it. That was a lot of time and a lot of resources, but it's going to be worth it. So I already AFK'd for a little bit and got some rockets out of this, but check it out. We got our AFK spot over there. The thing is fully built. And this guy over here came in clutch because he has the pale moss logs. I didn't get any saplings. That would have been awesome, but I did trade for some pale moss logs, so that should come in. No, what is it called? It's not pale moss. Pale oak logs. Okay, that should come in clutch later on. So for now, what I want to do is go up to the AFK spot and see just how much gunpowder we can get. And also from up here, you can kind of see, you get a good view of what I'm building over here. So this is where the lighthouse is going to be on this section. I'm going to do some terraforming and build a hill basically over this thing, and then the lighthouse on top of that. And then over there is the mega build. And then around it, we have our starter base, our starter mine over there in the distance, and our tower, and our bridge, and all that good stuff. So we got a lot of building to do. All right, I'm going to AFK here for a little bit, and we'll see what we get. All right, that was a very small AFK test, just about 5 minutes. You can hear them. You can hear the snowmen in there throwing the snowballs. Okay, let's hear how we did. Let's see how we did. Yeah, so that's like 5 minutes. That's a half a stack over there. Okay, full stack. This is kind of ridiculous. This is more than I will need. I don't know. Maybe this had already had some in it, but if this is only 5 minutes, that's ridiculous. Pretty happy with that. The problem is my elytra are going to keep breaking because I don't have any mending, and I don't have any villagers nearby. Where's my fishing rod? Okay, we're gonna try one more time at mending. Okay, mending book one time. Let's go. Nope. Another fish. All right, the next thing to do is to kind of shape out this hill that'll go on top of this thing, and we'll eventually put the lighthouse. Whoa. We'll eventually put the lighthouse on top of this thing, but I just am putting these dirt segments here to kind of shape out how the hill will look. All right, I placed a bunch of dirt. Let's see how we did. Let's see how this is looking. All right, so again, it's just dirt at the moment, but I'm going to terraform it more. This is just to get the shape. Let's get it from all sides here. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this shape turned out. And then if we go underneath, we've got this pig. This is our pig sanctuary. Oop, little hole there. Whoa! Apparently this is a pig farm now. Okay, underneath here is where we have the pickup area for the gunpowder, and also I'm thinking it probably makes sense to put a sugarcane farm down here. Come on, one time right here. No! Okay. Alright, this is like gambling. I'm like addicted to throwing throwing my rod in there and trying to find mending, but it's never mending. Okay, so I've been gathering some resources, and I've done a little bit of terraforming on the hill here, and I think it's definitely looking better. What did I do? I did the same thing that I did with the mine over there. I put the deep slate and the cobblestone here and there, and I also put some moss on top of those, so I think it looks better, a little bit more natural. And then I went and gathered a bunch of resources in here for the build, for the lighthouse. So if you remember, we had our whole palette worked out, so I got as many as I could of some of these. Some of these, I'm a little bit resource poor, but we'll see what we can make happen. So next step is going to build the lighthouse on top of this thing. All right, let's take a look, see how we did. The lighthouse build is pretty much done. Let's check it out. So I got the main structure of it done anyway. I want to do more detailing on it, but here we go. We are using that gradient that we talked about where we start with the stripped oak and birch and sand, and we go all the way up to white concrete and kind of some diorite patches here and there. And then for the top, I kind of went with the similar style to over here, but we went with domed. And then we just added a little house sticking out the side of it. So let's spend some of our valuable elytra usage, because I don't have mending, um, to see this thing from above. So yeah, I think this is looking really great. I want to do some details, like I want to do maybe a path going up to it and maybe a little bit more terraforming. Up at the top, I just put some glowstone. Basically, I just put whatever light sources, whatever light sources I had up there. Let's see what it looks like from afar, I guess. Check it out from over here. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. You know, the rock structure jutting out like this, I think I could have gone a little bit bigger, and definitely could spend endless amount of time terraforming this thing, but I think I'm just going to do a little bit, and then we'll see how it looks after that. And by do a little bit, of course, I mean do hardly anything at all. I did a very little bit here, and we can take a look at it, but I'm just like so strapped for resources right now. Like, I'm running out of food, I'm running out of elytra, I had to grow some trees, gather some bushes. It's pretty difficult. So I think this is going to be a project for next time. But I did do some things. So you can see up here I put some more windows in. I put some greenery around it. And I covered up all the lights that I had. So I think that's looking good. And yeah, over here I created a pathway going up to the lighthouse over here. I'll probably need to put some more greenery around it and more detailing, and it needs to go somewhere, right? Like, there should be a harbor or maybe even a bridge going up to the main island over there. But yeah, we can take this all the way up. Jump, jump, jump. We can jump all the way up and come in here where this is not filled out at all, but that's okay. All right, the sun is setting, so we can actually see the lighthouse maybe in action. See if we can save some ships from running aground. Yeah, let me try to get a good angle of it. I'll need to tear these guys down too, because I'm definitely not doing that mountain. But maybe I'll sit up here and we can get a nice view. If I can land it? Nope. One more try. Yep, this is definitely my first attempt. Oh yeah, landed it. Nice. Okay, the sun is going down on our beautiful lighthouse over here. Yeah, it's looking really good. So, yep, it's definitely got some room for improvement, and it could be better, but we're always trying to improve and build better, and that's what this series is all about. I'm Exo Pluto, and thanks for joining, and I'll see you on the next one.